Making English easy for everyone.
Speak English with Jay and May.
Hey, English learners. Welcome back to Speak English with Jay and May, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm May.
Hello, May, and hello, everyone. I'm Jay. How are you today, May?
I'm doing really great, Jay. You know, I was just thinking this morning, what if someone gave you one magic key, and that key could open 1,000 doors?
Ooh, that sounds amazing. Like one key for everything?
Exactly. And today, that's exactly what we're giving our listeners. One simple formula. And with it, you can build over 1,000 English sentences, just like that.
Wait, seriously? One formula? That sounds almost too good to be true, May.
I know, right? But it's real, Jay. And by the end of today's episode, you're going to feel so much more confident when you speak English. I promise.
Okay. I'm already excited. But before we dive in, May, should we tell the listeners something?
Oh, yes, real quick. If this podcast helps you, please subscribe, like, share it with a friend, and turn on the notification bell. We make a new episode every single day, just for you.
Every day, so don't miss it. Okay, May, I'm ready. What is this magical formula?
All right, here it is. The formula is who plus does what plus what or who plus extra information. That's it.
Can you say that again, slowly?
Sure. First part, who. That's the subject, the person or thing doing the action. Second, does what. That's the verb. Third, what or who. That's the object. And last, extra information. That's the extra detail that makes your sentence more rich.
Okay, so who, does what or who, extra information. Got it. But May, can you show me with a real example, like a simple one?
Of course. Let's start super simple. She reads books. That's it. She, who, reads, does what, books, what, done. That's already a sentence.
Oh, wow, that's easy. Even I can do that.
Yes, you can. But now, watch what happens when we add extra information. She reads books that help her learn English. You see? Same sentence, but now it's so much fuller and more interesting.
Oh, so the last part, that help her learn English, that's the extra information.
Exactly. And that little addition is called a relative clause. It gives the listener more detail without starting a new sentence.
You mean like adding more color to a drawing?
Oh, I love that. Yes, exactly like that. The basic sentence is the sketch. The extra information adds all the color and detail.
That's such a cool way to think about it. Okay, so what does a relative clause sound like? Like, how do we make one?
Great question. Relative clauses usually start with words like who, that, which, where, or when. These are your connector words. They connect the extra information to the main sentence.
So, like, the man who lives next door?
Yes, perfect. The man is the subject. Who lives next door is the extra information. See, you're already doing it.
Wait, I just made a relative clause?
You did, and you didn't even realize it. That's the beauty of this formula. It feels natural once you understand the pieces.
Okay, but May, I'm a little confused about one thing. What's the difference between who and that and which? Like, when do I use each one?
Oh, good question. Simple rule. Use who for people, use that or which for things. That's it for now.
So, the girl who sings, that's for a person, and the song that I love, that's for a thing?
Exactly right. You're getting it so fast, Jay.
Okay, so let's go back to the full formula. Who does what what or who, extra information. Can we build more sentences together?
Yes, let's do it. Imagine your friend is talking about their favorite teacher. They could say, "My teacher explains grammar in a way that makes sense."
Oh, that's a really natural sentence. Let me break it down. My teacher, who, explains, does grammar, what, in a way that makes sense, extra information.
Yes, perfect breakdown, Jay. See, once you know the formula, you can analyze any sentence and build your own, too.
This is honestly changing how I think about English. Like, I always thought sentences were complicated, but now I see they're just blocks, right?
Exactly. Think of it like building blocks. You always need the base, who and does what. Then you add the object, what or who. And then when you want to sound more natural and detailed, you add the extra information.
Wait, so do we always need all four parts?
No, actually. The first two, who and does what, those are essential. The rest are optional. But the more you add, the more natural and fluent you sound.
Oh, so a beginner can just say, she eats, and that's still correct?
100% correct. She eats. That's a complete sentence. But as you grow, you might say, she eats food that her mother cooks every Sunday.
Wow, same idea, but so much more information.
Right. And here's the interesting part. Native speakers do this automatically. They don't think, okay, now I add the relative clause. It just flows naturally because they've practiced it so much.
So the goal is to practice until it becomes natural.
Exactly. And that's why this formula is so powerful, because it gives you a system to practice. You're not just memorizing random sentences, you're learning how to build sentences.
Okay, May, I have a challenge. Can we take one topic, let's say food, and build 5 sentences using this formula?
Ooh, I love this idea. Let's go. Sentence 1. My mom cooks soup that warms my heart.
Aw, that's sweet. My turn. I like pizza that has extra cheese.
Of course you do, Jay. Sentence 3. The restaurant serves dishes that are made from fresh vegetables.
Okay. My friend eats snacks that come from Japan.
Nice! Last one. She ordered a drink that she had never tried before.
Oh, that one's interesting. That she had never tried before. So you can use past tense inside the relative clause too?
Yes, the tense inside the relative clause can change depending on the story you're telling. That's where your English starts to get really flexible and rich.
Oh, I feel like I just unlocked a new level.
That's exactly what happened. Okay, Jay, let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a situation where you knew what you wanted to say in English, but the words just didn't come out right?
Oh, all the time. Like, I know the idea in my head, but when I open my mouth, blank. Nothing comes out.
Yes, that's so common. And you know what? That usually happens because we try to translate from our own language word by word. But with this formula, you're thinking in English patterns, not translating.
Oh, that's a big difference, isn't it?
Huge difference. When you know the pattern, who, does what, extra info, your brain already has a blueprint. You just fill in the blanks.
Like a fill-in-the-blank game.
Exactly like that. And the more you play that game, the faster your brain gets at building sentences in real time.
Okay, May, I want to try something. Can listeners play along at home right now?
Oh, I love that idea. Listeners, wherever you are right now, let's do this together. Think of someone you know, a friend, a family member, anyone.
Got someone in mind? Good. Now think, what does that person do? What's their action?
Now add what they do it to, the object, and then add one extra detail using who, that, which, where, or when.
Try it out loud. Don't be shy. Even if it's not perfect, that's okay. The practice is what matters.
And here's something I want you to remember. Fluency is not about being perfect. Fluency is about being understood. And this formula helps you be understood every single time.
I love that, May. Fluency is not about being perfect, it's about being understood. That's going on my wall.
Put it up. Okay, Jay, let's talk about something a little more advanced. What happens when the relative clause is about a place or a time?
Oh, like where and when?
Exactly. So, for example, this is the city where I grew up. The city, who or what, is verb, and where I grew up, extra information about the place.
Oh, so where replaces that when we're talking about a location.
Yes, exactly. And when for time, like, I remember the day when we first met.
Oh, that's so natural sounding. I remember the day when we first met. Wow.
And you'll hear sentences like that in songs, movies, books, everywhere. Once you know the pattern, you'll start noticing it all around you.
Wait, this is where things change for a lot of learners, right? Like once you start noticing patterns in real English, movies, songs, conversations, you improve so much faster.
Yes, that's called noticing, and it's one of the most powerful tools for language learning. When you know what to look for, your brain picks it up automatically.
So this formula isn't just for speaking, it's like a lens for understanding English too.
Beautifully said, Jay. It works both ways. You use it to build sentences, and you use it to break down sentences you hear or read.
Okay, mate, quick question. What are some of the most common mistakes people make with this formula?
Oh, good one. The biggest mistake is leaving out the connector word, like saying, she has a friend speaks 3 languages, instead of, she has a friend who speaks 3 languages.
Oh, without who, it sounds incomplete, right?
Exactly. It sounds like 2 sentences smashed together. The connector word is the glue. Don't forget the glue.
Don't forget the glue. Got it.
Another common mistake using which for people, like the man which I met. That sounds off. It should be the man who I met.
Oh, right. Who for people, which or that for things. I need to practice that.
And honestly, practice is the answer for almost everything in language learning. The formula gives you the structure. Practice gives you the speed.
Okay, let's do a quick recap before we wrap up. Formula. Who does what or who, extra information. Connector words. Who, that, which, where, when. And the rule, who for people, that or which for things.
Perfect recap, Jay. And I want to add one more thing. Don't just practice writing these sentences. Say them out loud. Your mouth needs practice just as much as your brain.
Oh yes, I always feel like I can write better than I speak because when I write, I have time to think, but speaking is in real time.
Exactly. So practice speaking these sentences out loud, in front of a mirror, while you're cooking, while you're walking, anytime, anywhere.
You know what, May? I'm going to try something tonight. I'm going to describe my whole day using this formula. Like, I drank coffee that was too hot. I met a friend who made me laugh.
Oh, I love that challenge. Listeners, you should try that too. Describe your day using our formula. It's such a fun and effective way to practice.
And you won't believe how many sentences you can build once you start. It just keeps going.
That's the magic. One formula, infinite sentences. Every person you know, every place you've been, every experience you've had, you can talk about all of it with this structure.
Okay, mate, before we close, is there one last example sentence you want to share, like your favorite one?
Okay, I love this one. She became the person who she always wanted to be.
Oh, wow, that's deep.
Right? She, who, became, does what, the person, what, who she always wanted to be, extra information. And it's not just grammatically correct, it's meaningful. It tells a whole story in one sentence.
That's what good English sounds like. Not complicated, just clear and meaningful.
Exactly. And that's what we want for all of you. Clear, confident, meaningful English. Not perfect English, meaningful English.
I'm really going to remember this episode, May. Honestly, this formula changes everything.
I hope it does, and I hope our listeners feel that too. You know, every big thing starts with one simple idea. And today, that idea is who, does what, extra info.
Say it with us, everyone. Who?
Does what,
What or who?
extra information.
Yes, that's your new English superpower. Okay, before we go, May, let's ask the listeners something.
Yes, listeners, we have a question for you today. Using the formula we talked about, can you build one sentence about yourself or someone you love and share it in the comments below?
It can be simple, like, I have a dog that loves to run, or my mom makes food that reminds me of home. Just try it.
We read your comments and we love seeing your sentences, so please share them. It means the world to us.
And remember, if this episode helped you, please like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. We are here every single day with a new episode just for you.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. You showed up, you listened, and that already makes you a better English learner than yesterday.
Keep going, keep practicing, and remember, one sentence at a time, you are building your fluency.
See you tomorrow, English learners. Take care and keep speaking.
Bye, everyone.